What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Storytime Slots. And in this video, we're talking about 10 things that you should not do or say to your unknown slot neighbor. Okay? Keep in mind, not do or not say. Okay? You're playing the slots, the person next to you. These things really kind of upset me. Okay? They're not in order. These are just the 10 things that really get to me, okay? While playing the slot machines. Let's get started and let's rock and roll. Number 1. You're playing Mo Mummy or something like that. The mummy shows up, and if you know that game, you know the mummy winds up, boom, and then you need a gem, right? Or if you're playing Dragon Link, you get 3 orbs and you need 3 more to go, or 2 flags or whatever. Any slot machine, this is what these people do right next door. The person playing right next to you. You're playing, all of a sudden something like that happens where you're almost in a bonus, and then this is what they do. They're playing their machine. You get your mummy winding up. You need a gem. They stop. They turn. They stop their play. They don't play anymore. They turn their head and they watch your screen. It's like, what? I mean, you have peripheral vision, or you got eyes in the side of your head or something where you get 2 flags. How do you know I have 2 flags? They stop their play. You get 3 orbs or whatever it is. They turn their head. And then when you don't get it, they turn their head back to their machine and then they continue playing. They totally stop their play. They watch every single thing you come up with on your machine. They want to see if you get that bonus. Or during a bonus, they totally stop their play. They sit back and they watch your bonus round. When it's over, they turn their head back, continue playing. I mean, this has nothing to do with the outcome. But see, psychologically, especially when you're losing, guys, okay, this can affect the slot player, okay? This affects me. When you're losing, of course, when you're winning, winning heals a lot of this stuff. You don't mind it, right? You're cheering this, that. But when you're losing, this kind of stuff affects you, okay? How many of you guys notice the guy next to you or the gal just stop playing, turn their head, see if you got the 3rd flag, or see if you get the bonus, or what comes out of your bonus? It's funny to me. They totally stop their action to watch you and see how much you hit, or if the bonus is good or whatever. That gets on my nerves. Stop doing that. Mind your own business, especially if you don't know the person, okay? Don't talk. Don't do anything. Don't worry about what I'm getting. Worry about your own machine, your own credits, or your own bonuses. Psychologically, this can, ruin your mood, especially when the person's constantly doing it. When they're just stopping and turning next to you and watching what the outcome is of your spin. Totally pisses me off sometimes. What about you? Leave it in the comments. Number 2, cheerleading your play. Okay, I understand if you know the person, if you brought them to the casino with you, but if you don't know the person, this can somewhat get annoying, guys. Come on, let's go, minor, yeah, come on, man, yeah, cheerleading while they're playing, okay? This kind of has to do with number 1, but they're constantly cheerleading your play. If you're betting big, let's say you're betting $10, $20 a spin, and the guy next to you is betting 50 cents and just smoking, whatever, and they're constantly cheerleading you and just doing that, you might like it if you're getting what you want to get, the result, but you might hate it because the outcome is not what you wanted. Constantly cheerleading you while playing a slot machine next door to you, that can get a little... it can kind of piss you off, right? What do you think? Stop doing that, guys. Play your damn game. Don't worry about what the guy next to you is doing. Before I get to number 3, guys, do me a favor. If you enjoy this video, it doesn't cost you a thing. Subscribe to Storytime Slots. Like this video. and rock and roll, because we're gonna come out with really cool videos in the future. I'm doing some really cool things on the channel. So if you like slot content, gambling, casino content like this, the pitfalls of gambling, and all these kind of things, subscribe to the channel. And let's get on with the list. Let's go. Number 3, and let me know if this really ticks you off. Okay, the seat is not aligned to the guy next to you, the machine, right? He's sort of like a big person, and the seat is like touching your seat. It's not aligned with the machine, and he's hogging up, or she's hogging up all the space. She's sitting like this, all right? And then you sit down, and like your shoulders are touching, and you kind of feel uncomfortable because their seat is not aligned to their machine. It's off. You know, it's this way or that way, or they're laying or lying or putting their feet up, or they're hogging up all the space, right? And then you sit down, especially if you're a big person, you sit down and you're like touching. Shoulders are touching. It kind of gets uncomfortable. You ask your neighbor politely, hey, do you mind if you kind of like adjust your seat center to the machine? Because, you know, I don't have that much room to play here. A lot of times they're nice about it. Sure, no problem. But I hate it when the person that you asked to move, adjust. And this is fair, guys. I'm not asking somebody to do something, you know, go out of their way to do something. All they got to do is get up, adjust their seat, and sit center to the machine. Right? But I hate it when they start with their bad attitude, whatever, you know, okay, I'll give you a bad attitude because you asked them to adjust their seat. I mean, it's just common sense, guys. I don't want you real close to me, touching my shoulder or whatever. Center your seat to the machine. You know, it's not that big of an inconvenience. It's inconvenience for me. So please don't give the person asking you to adjust your seat an attitude, or else I will give an attitude back and say, hey, what's your problem, dude? It's just adjust your seat. That's it. I'm not asking you to give me money or get out of here. You know, no, adjust your seat and move along, play along, and good luck. Some people, they just think you're inconveniencing them, their play, because you asked them to do that little bit of moving around so you don't, you know, you're comfortable. It ticks me off. And you should already align your seat when you sit down so you don't have these issues. All right, guys, some people are just lounging, doing this, doing that. Their seat is like really close to your machine. It's like, it's crazy. Number 4, and we talked about this, button and screen slappers. Okay, well, you know, especially when you have a headache, you know, man, every slap just feels like a gut punch, a head punch. You know, it feels bad. It hurts. You know, tan. Some people slap that button in such an annoying way. It's so loud. All right. I understand it's a technique for some people. That has nothing to do with your outcome, by the way. It's just something that people do. They think it's part of their technique or strategy. In reality, it has nothing to do with anything. So stop slapping the buttons, guys. Number 1, it's annoying. Number 2, you're probably damaging the machine somehow. You know, how many times you sit in a machine and the button, the spin button, is like not working properly? That's thanks to these button slappers. All right. And some people just pound that thing. Bam, 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 bam. That gets annoying, guys. It gets annoying very, very fast. You want to tap? There's a way you can do it without making so much slapping noises, shaking the machine, boxing the machine, the whole thing shakes. It's annoying, guys. Stop doing that for your neighbor. Have some common courtesy. Are you enjoying this list, guys? Ready for number 5? Again, subscribe to the channel. All right, number 5. Keep talking to a minimum, guys. Remember the Uber rule, you know? When you're sitting in an Uber, you're a talkative person, but the Uber driver doesn't really want to talk to you. You know, you can pretty much tell who's a talkative person and who's not. Keep the talking to a minimum. Maybe the other slot player next to you doesn't really want to talk to you. You know, doesn't really want to have a conversation. They're having a bad day. They're losing. And they don't really care about what you did last week on that machine. They don't really care about what you think of the casino. Just play your game. You can pretty much tell if that person wants to talk, they'll talk. If that person doesn't want to talk, they will not talk. It's cool. I know it's an act of kindness. I know it's your personality, but you can pretty much tell, man. Keep talking at a minimum because some people just don't want to talk. Number 6, smoking. All right. There's two sides to this thing here of smoking, right? If you're in a smoking room, now I hate when this happens. I'm sitting there, I'm in the smoking section. I have the right to light one up. If you decide and you're not a smoker to play in the smoking room, don't complain. Don't complain. Don't start your fake coughs. You can pretty much tell when people are annoyed by the smoke. But you know what? So what? Because you're in a smoking section. I can't help where the smoke goes. I don't want to use a different hand to hold my cigarette because you're playing on this side. I'm used to, for example, if you're used to holding your cigarette on your left hand and the person's doing this, switch hands, that's uncomfortable. You're in a smoking room. Okay, don't complain about smokers. Go play in a non-smoking room, right? Don't start fake coughing. Don't start telling people, hey man, can you blow that way? No, I'm not blowing in your face. As long as you don't blow the smoke in someone's face directly, blow the smoke up. But you have the right to smoke. It's a smoking section, so don't complain. Don't start your fake coughs. Some people bust out the mask, give you dirty looks. It gets annoying for the smoker. I'm in the smoking section. I shouldn't be harassed because I'm smoking. And I don't want to switch hands. I want to hold my cigarette in the hand that I'm not pressing the spin button. That's usually what I do. If I'm pressing the spin button on this side, I'm usually holding the cigarette on this side. So if there's someone to my left, they're getting annoyed, I suggest you change rooms, guys, because it's a smoking section. Now, on the same token, don't be an ass about it. Don't blow the smoke. Don't do it on purpose where you're blowing the smoke directly into the person's face or anything like that. Don't do anything stupid. If you're putting a cigarette out in the ashtray, make sure it's out. Have, again, common courtesy for the other side. When you put a cigarette out in the ashtray and you see that it's still burning, it's an unpleasant smell. So just put it out, Put it out. Put the cigarette out. And don't act like a jerk. You know what I mean? Be nice to people, guys. Be nice to people. The next one, number 7. I hate it when somebody asks me to watch their seat, and hey, how long are you going to be here? Why? Well, can you watch my seat? I got to go to the restroom, or I got to do this. I got to do that, That's fine. I don't mind doing it, but don't hold me to it, okay? I'm not going to sit there and wait for you to get back if I'm changing machines or anything like that. I want to be free to do that. I'm not going to sit around and wait for you and feel obligated to hold your slot because you went on an extended break. One time somebody asked me to hold their seat for them. I go, okay, fine. They were gone for a long time. And things got a little annoying because what ends up happening is people walk by and they start asking, hey, is this seat open? Like every single time you're playing the slot, you have to deal with somebody asking you if the seat is available. Or they come and start sitting down on the seat that you're holding for somebody that you don't know. And no, don't sit here. Somebody's coming back, every single 1 minute. And it gets annoying, it takes away from your time at the slot machine. It takes away the fun. Where every single time you got to tell people, hey, there's someone sitting here. There's someone sitting here. There's someone sitting here. It's annoying, guys. If you're going to ask somebody to hold their seat, number 1, be quick about it. Don't socialize outside. Don't take a long time. Don't even ask a player to hold your seat. Put some credits in there. Put a player card in there. Turn your seat around. Some people like to take the credits out, right? And I understand why. But it totally looks like, hey, no one's playing here. And then you're getting annoyed because every second they're asking you if the seat is open. Call a slot attendant. Ask the slot attendant to hold your seat. Don't rely on somebody else having fun. Don't take away from their fun. And don't take your sweet ass time. If you need to go to the ATM, do it quick and come back. When you see them, hey, how come you didn't hold my seat, man? I told you to hold my seat. It's not their fault, man. It's a total stranger. It's not their job to hold your seat. Don't give them attitude when you see them in the hallway or, hey, how come you didn't hold my seat? Number 8, read the room. And what I mean by that, all right. So let's say I'm playing the slots and I have my daughter with me, or let's say I have my grandma with me, or somebody that's, you kind of want to treat with kid gloves. You really don't want to curse around them, maybe a new girlfriend, maybe somebody that, your mom. And then all of a sudden, next door, you have a couple sitting there making out, kissing each other's neck, necking, and F this, F that, F. Every single thing is a, F word, and, all the cuss words. I understand, you're free to do what you want, man. But if you're a slot player, kind of read the room, guys. If it's a bunch of guys having a good time, kind of like a bachelor party, and the people around you, yeah, man, curse like a drunken sailor, because you have not an elderly person next to you, or you don't have a mom or a daughter. One time, it wasn't me, but I noticed the player next to me and his girlfriend, right? And then the guys next door to them, they were just yelling out perverted jokes, and it kind of got uncomfortable for the lady there. Read the room, guys. Don't start, get a hotel room, man. If you're going to start, like sucking on each other's tongues. Sorry to be graphic, but I've seen this happen. It's disgusting. Look who's around you. Number 9, passing gas. Ooh, man, you got some poor diet going on there, guy. The worse it smells, you can pretty much tell how their diet is going, what they eat. Wow. Guys, this sucks. You're playing there and all of a sudden, boom, somebody just lets one go, man, and it's disgusting. All right. Common sense, guys. Don't. Don't. It gets really disgusting for the person next to you. You don't know this person, and you're just stinking up the whole slot aisle. There's nothing more I could say about this. Just don't do it. Go to the restroom. You know what I mean? Like, go to the restroom, man. Pretty disgusting there. Passing gas. Oh, man. Ay. Casinos and the goings on at casinos never get old, do they? Never. Number 10, asking somebody if they're up or down, celebrating, telling them, oh man, that's a great hit. That's great. You're so lucky. Good job. Yeah. Why is the guy that I'm congratulating or asking if they're up and down, why is he still giving me dirty looks? Well, maybe because he's losing. Maybe that good hit for you wasn't a good hit for him or her. So, and never ask if they're up or down. And I don't do that. I think that it's kind of like personal information at this point. I'm usually cool about it, I'll say thank you. But some people, man, they'll turn around and say, what did I win? I'm still down 5,000, Or you ask them, hey, are you up? They look at you and say, what do you care? Ask if someone's up or down. It's none of your business. And number 2, when they hit something that you think is big, yeah, man, you're so lucky. And some honorable mentions here. This really might not have to do with the person next to you, maybe somebody behind you, okay? This gets annoying, right? When you're just sitting there waiting for the person to get up, okay? You see that they only have $10 left in the machine, and you're just sitting there waiting. Or you're a looky-loo. You're just somebody that just likes watching other people play. Strangers. See, some people don't like that. Some people don't like people watching them from behind. So they'll turn around and they might cuss you out, and they might tell you, hey, take off. Because there's been times where I personally won't do it. I personally will just stop playing if this person's getting annoying and I know that, they're just behind me at all times just watching me play. Sometimes I don't want people watching me play. That's just a personal thing of mine, So what I do is I don't really tell them anything. I just stop, look at my phone, read the news, check my emails if I want them to take off. Most of the times it doesn't bother me, but if it does, if I'm in a bad mood, I don't want somebody standing behind me watching me play. Some people stand behind, like I said, waiting for you to get up so they could sit down. So, keep your distance. You can look from afar. You don't have to be that close in the vicinity. You can look from afar. So keep that in mind, guys. Some people just don't like people around them. And the second one is, if you have plenty of space to pass, okay, don't, keep this in regard. Don't bump their seat, with your stomach or your hip or anything like that, because you know how the seats swivel. That's annoying when somebody keeps doing that. When they're getting up, they bump your seat. When they're walking, they have plenty of room to kind of go around you, but they have to just bump your seat and just boom. It's not a big deal, guys. But, when this happens like 5 times in 1 minute, it can get kind of annoying. So what I do most of the time is I make sure that there's plenty of room for people to get by in the back. So I'm not like bothered by that, because once or twice is okay, but every time your seat goes like this and somebody's trying to get by, I don't know. I don't like really playing in a congested area like that. I like a lot of space behind me, and I understand it's not their fault sometimes, and that's fine, but if I try to avoid the contact from the seat, I don't want to bother other players, guys. And always keep this in mind. All right, always keep in mind that would I like that if I was playing? No, if I wouldn't like that, then I'm not going to do it to others. I'm not going to do it to others. And also a couple of other things, your drinks, always be courteous for other people to put their personal belongings on the sides. Don't hug up all the space by the slot machine with your drinks, waters, your gifts. I don't really, if I'm getting a gift, I like to throw that stuff in the car, or I'll collect the gifts at the end of my sessions so I don't be holding them. Don't worry, guys, they're not going to run out of these cheap gifts. Some people, right when they get there, they go in for those cheap gifts. I've seen guys with boxes, holding all day at the casino, dragging this thing around. I mean, I'm like, aren't you tired, man, dragging all that stuff with you? They're not going to run out of that cheap carpet, guys. Don't worry. I understand if it's a VIP gift and there's like set amount, yeah, that's fine. Valuable, you want to get there before they run out, that's fine. I like to just take it to the car, be free and clear. And drinks, be careful you don't spill drinks. If you're drunk, maybe the drunks come by and they start spilling stuff, and it gets pretty annoying for somebody that doesn't know you, that has to deal with you, a drunk. Hang me a hand. Hey man, how you doing today, buddy? Yeah. Any luck today, buddy? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. All right. Have courtesy if you're buzzed, if you're drunk. If you're drunk, you shouldn't even be there in the first place. Nobody wants to put up with you. But drinks, watch out for spillage. Watch out. Give the player room to put their waters or their drinks. And just use common sense. That's all. Just use common sense. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this. 10 of the most annoying things that really tick me off about somebody that I don't know playing next to me on a slot machine at a casino. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if some of these things have happened to you. Let me know what angers you the most, when you're playing a slot next to somebody that you don't know. Let me know if there's things I missed. The one thing that has happened to you that you want to make our community aware of. Let me know in the comments below. I enjoy reading. Subscribe to Storytime Slots. A lot of videos on the way. Good stuff coming on the way, guys. You don't want to miss it. This is a young channel. I started it a few months back. I'm having a great time. Doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe, guys. Just hit that subscribe button. Like this video. And rock and roll. All right, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Go out there, gamble responsibly. All right, have fun with it. And again, like I say, if you need to take a step back, if you don't want to gamble anymore, I'll be equally as proud of you, because that's a big step in the right direction for you. If it's bothering your life, if it's getting in the way of things, your finances, your family, and whatnot. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Rock and roll.